never gonna meet a nice woman, especially in basketball. You're not gonna find nobody like I found your mom or my mom and dad. Because here's the thing: if you're in this profession, which you got all this fame and notoriety, how are you gonna meet a good girl? You're not, because what you're gonna meet her in the restaurant where you eat, or you're gonna go to a club where you dance, or you're gonna meet her at the arena. So I hate to tell you, you're gonna meet a hoe. Just how it goes, son. And then you gotta wonder, then the first thing they're gonna say, oh, I didn't know you did that, man, with the Googling and all this. Oh, yes, they do. They know about you before you even get there. So, son, that's the bad part of the life you're gonna get, is you're never gonna meet a good woman. And by the time you do, let's say you get 30, and then you meet a woman and she 30. You gotta wonder why she by herself at 30. So there's something that's dangerous, no matter how good they look. But have a good time, son. I feel bad for you, but hey, I love the fact you made it.
What's going on, guys? I'm Jaye Black. Shout out to everybody that is tuning in. I want to talk about Lavar Ball. I probably have played a clip at the beginning. If not, I'll link you to the clip of an interview that Lavar Ball, the leader of the Big Baller brand, did on Bro Bible. I think that's the name of it, Bro Bible. And he was discussing, I guess discussion went into a lot of the pro athletes and dating habits, and especially with his sons, and him speaking about his sons getting into relationships while still playing in the NBA, and how a lot of these chicks are slores, and how he should not take a lot of these relationships seriously, because when you're on the road and you're going from city to city, you're going to be meeting different women who are going to be with you for a lot of the same reasons, because you have money and you have fame. And he wants his sons to avoid the pitfalls that a lot of these other guys fall into. Now, Lavar basically admit that his sons have dated a lot of the wrong women, and I think he mostly was referring to Lonzo. You look at Lonzo's messy situation with his baby's mother. I don't think Lavar likes that. I think if Lavar had his choice, he would rather him have just been single throughout his career. That's why I say a lot of times, a lot of these guys should follow the Derek Jeter model. You know, Derek Jeter was basically a bachelor his entire baseball career. He didn't get into a real serious relationship until either the end of his career or until he was fully retired. And that's what Lavar Ball is basically referring to. He's like, you're not really going to be able to have a meaningful relationship until you are out of the league. Until you're out of the league and you're no longer in the spotlight. Let's see if those same women still want to be with you. Now, I have done videos on how you have a lot of these athletes who, once their playing career is over or is close to being over, you have women who will divorce these guys, right? Because they really don't see a reason to be with them anymore, because that guy is going to be home long term. He's going to be home. He's not going to be on the road, because a lot of times these guys are gone half the year. So these women are pretty much at home to their own devices half of the time. Probably more than that if these guys are out training or doing whatever. And they get used to that lifestyle. And they're basically living a lavish lifestyle while he's there only half the time. So once that guy's retired, he's not making the same amount of money. A lot of those women say, you know what, this just ain't worth it. And they'd end up leaving and taking half your money with them. Why you think these guys go get a job at ESPN or Fox or whatever? And Lavar, again, say whatever you want about Lavar. Lavar is being a leader. He's being a father. He's giving these guys the type of advice that a father should give their sons. And that's a good thing, because a lot of young males, especially a lot of these athletes, come from single parent households, especially these basketball. They come from single parent households. You know, a lot of times they don't have a father figure there. Their father figures were their coaches. And Lavar Ball, him being a college athlete, him meeting his wife in college, he didn't necessarily get the chance to play in the NBA, like his eldest son is doing now, and like his youngest son will. But he still has the perspective of somebody who said, you know what, I'm going to settle down, I'm done playing, and have a family, right? Well, he has sons, they're going to be, playing in the NBA, and he wants the best for them. He don't want them to have a bunch of baby mamas. He don't want them to be getting used by this woman and that woman and that woman. He's basically saying a lot of these modern females just are not worth dealing with while you are actively playing. You should choose your career. You should choose to just be single or be a bachelor where you just casually date here and there, nothing serious. And I noticed that there are athletes who end up getting into serious relationships early in their football careers. And they end up marrying women fresh out of college. Now, when I've looked at it, when I look at those situations, a lot of times they come from two-parent households. So, they're following what their parents did. Their parents may have met in college and married. They're doing the same thing. But you also got these guys that they want the family that they never had. So they go and they want to settle down early in their football career. And then once that football career wane, or let's say they have some type of issue, right? Like, look at Ray Rice. During his playing career, he has that situation that ruined him forever. He was never able to recover after that incident. He was never able to recover. A lot of these modern females, especially these Instagram models, a lot of these women want the fame, and they want they want the clout and the financial opportunities of dealing with these guys. And I'm pretty sure Lavar knows that, and he wants to steer them in the right direction. But he knows that his sons are going to do what they want to do. They could choose to listen to him, because we've had to look at the media, try to tell these young men, his sons, that you shouldn't have to listen to Lavar. Are you okay? Is he mistreating you? And they want to be their own men, so they're gonna listen to him, but they may not listen to him just based off of the media telling them that they don't have to. But I think that Lavar has a lot of wisdom, because he manifests his own destiny. He wanted to marry a woman that will help give him basketball playing sons. And he was able to get those sons into the NBA. He was able to get those sons into the NBA based off of him manifesting it, because he felt like that is where he wanted them to go. Now, I also will say this too. Sometimes you gotta let these guys go out there and make their own decisions, make their own mistakes. And I honestly believe that when you look at the landscape of the way people are, you have to understand that a lot of times these guys just, when they're getting attention from these different women, right? They don't really know how to handle it. So they end up hooking up with those women, not really understanding the motives, because they're looking at how she looks more than anything else, instead of truly getting to know her. Usually when you see these chicks trying to get at you out the blue, they usually want something. It's not because they feel like you have great qualities. Lavar talks about how, his sons have brought these different females to him, and he can tell immediately what type of females they are, because he knows his sons, and he knows what goes on out here, and he understands that for the most part, they're just out here to use these guys for what they can use them for, get a baby by him. And he doesn't want that to happen especially he doesn't want it to happen to LaMelo, because LaMelo could be the guy that really carries the Ball name into greatness. Because, LaMelo is very talented. He doesn't have the issues as far as baby mama is concerned with Lonzo. And I think that when he was having this conversation about dealing with your modern females, I think he was mainly referring to LaMelo, because he doesn't want LaMelo to get in that situation. But LaMelo, to me, reminds me a lot of Lavar in a sense. Just mentality wise, it seemed like more of the same of each other. So maybe LaVar wouldn't have to worry about that, but you just never know. I mean, he's still a kid. So, and these young guys are going to make mistakes, but I also think that he wants to impart that wisdom in him, into his sons. Like, listen, they only want to deal with you because of what you have. And that you're famous, that you have money. Don't get caught up, because when you bring these women in front of me, I know exactly the type of females that they are. And I don't want you to fall into any pitfalls. He doesn't want them to get into serious relationships right now. They're young. He's like, listen, the way you're thinking, your mindset now it's going to be different than it is when you get to 30. Once you get to 30, over 30, man, things may change. Your mentality may change. You should go out there and enjoy your career. Go out there and sample, different women, but don't take it seriously. Don't try to settle down. You have a lot more time to play. Don't get serious now. Focus on having fun. Focus on traveling, playing basketball, getting that out of your system before you go and you try to wife up any of these women that you meet off Instagram. Because that's what's happening. These guys are meeting these women off social media. They're meeting these women on social media, not really understanding her or understanding what exactly is she doing with said person. And I think that's what he's trying to get across to his sons, man. He wants his sons to understand that you don't need to be hopping into no relationships. You should not be trying to get in anything serious while you're trying to build a career as an NBA player. While you're trying to make money and have a legacy and travel. You should not be bringing just randoms home to me and your mother. Okay? Because we see right through them.